Hello.
Howdy, folks. How are you today? It's a beautiful day. I want to start by saying it's a beautiful day. It's been kind of dark and gloomy, and we actually got sunshine today. It's sunshine. It's still cold, but sun is shining. It's beautiful out. So we decided after school, pick up the kids and stop down to McDonald's and get us a snack. And we got some snacks and
Want a booger, Dad?
a booger.
A booger?
But no, go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
But I want to talk about
Bob, do you want your McChicken?
Yes,
when
please.
life is going good, when things are getting easy, you know, when you're on easy street, when it's smooth, when it's smooth sailing, that's when, you know, that's when a lot of people, myself included even, it's something that I've just recently taken notice of in my own life. When things are going good, you know, everything's right how it's supposed to be. You're making a little bit of money, maybe putting some money aside, and you start thinking, man, I can put my feet up and kick back and relax and kind of relax a minute, you know. And then when you do that, you're putting yourself right back to where you were. It's like you're not moving forward. You're setting yourself back, you know. So I got to thinking to myself, I'm thinking, you know, instead of kicking my feet up and taking a month off of work, I should keep at it, you know, and then I'll actually level up, move to the next level up, you know.
Yeah.
You hear everybody say how, oh, the grind is real, you know. I mean, the grind, it is real, you know, but you got to embrace it. You got to make it part of your daily life. That's the only way that you're going to move up to the next level, you know. You got to
take that little bit of day off and that easy time and use it as a day to, like, level it up. Make yourself even better. Learn a new thing.
Right, yep. But, yeah, I guess when life is easy and good, don't stop trying. Keep on it. Keep working at it. Keep going, you know, and that's when you're gonna see the big improvements. That's when you're gonna move up to the next level, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you get a good grade on a math test or a spelling test.
Yeah.
You don't just stop doing homework now, right?
No. God, no.
You're gonna take it to the next level. You're gonna go up. You're gonna, you know.
I do more homework, baby.
Right. Making yourself, yeah. If you do good, you're like, hey, great. If I get 100 this week, I'm gonna get 105 next week, right?
And then the next week, I'm gonna get 110. You know what? That's not possible, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Keep pushing yourself. Your food's right there. You just spit it on your sleeve.
No.
Yeah, keep pushing yourself, you know, even, and get used to that. Embrace it, you know. And then you'll keep moving up the ladder, you know. You keep getting bigger and better and stronger and happier and healthier and all the good positive things in life, right? But and like I started to say with the struggles, I really don't like that terminology. The struggle is real, you know. Happiness, love, joy, peace, those things are all real too. You're right. Yeah, aim for those things, you know. Don't focus on the struggle, but don't be afraid of it either, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. Keep pushing, keep going, you know. If the struggle is part of your everyday life, then it's not a thing now. It's just life, you know. You're gonna embrace. It's like doing 100 push-ups. You know, at first you can't do 100 push-ups. Then you practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. And the next thing you know, you can knock out 100 push-ups like that. Now it's easy. Now it's not a thing. You're embracing it, right? It's just part of who you are. And then when it gets easy, that's when you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do 200 push-ups. Keep pushing it to the next level. Don't sit back and sit on the couch and say, oh, I can do 100 push-ups. I don't have to do anything now, you know?
I did that with my split. I started doing the splits. I started stretching real hard. I thought it was so cool that other people could do the splits. I tried so hard to get to do the splits, and guess what? I got the split. And I could do it every day. I could do it whenever I wanted. And then once it got so easy, I didn't do it anymore because it was easy. It was normal.
Chicken or cheeseburger? I think it's a cheeseburger. You want the chicken?
That's chicken.
And I couldn't do splits anymore because I stopped practicing when it got easy. I think
Right,
we've all
yeah.
done it before.
Yep. You get complacent. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have to try much anymore, and that's when you end up losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember doing that specifically with work. What do you need?
I was just saying if she wants the chicken. 'Cause if she wants
No,
the
I
chicken,
don't. I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I would, get some money ahead, and get all my bills caught up and get money ahead. And especially around tax time, I get, a couple $1,000s back in taxes, and it's like, wow, I don't have to go to work now. I can take, and I would calculate it out. I'm like, I could take 2 months off of work and I ain't got to worry about it. That means I can kick back and relax for 6 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks, I'll actually go out, start looking for work, get another job, and then go back to work. Instead of using that money in that to level up to the next level, and just don't back off. But also too, I want to talk a little bit about Kobe Bryant. He just passed recently.
Yeah.
He's been in the news. Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and I guess it was I don't know. There was a number of people aboard the helicopter. It wasn't just Kobe and his daughter. There was, I've heard some people say 7, some people say 9. I didn't know Kobe Bryant. I knew he was a basketball player, and that was about it. But the thing I want to touch on is people saying, "Oh, well, there was more than just Kobe on the helicopter. You need to mourn everybody's death." I don't agree with that.
No.
I didn't know the other people. Why would I mourn somebody that I didn't know? That doesn't even make good sense.
I mean, millions of people die every year.
Every day, sure.
Do we mourn them?
No.
Why would we do that? Just because?
You don't know them. Why would you mourn their death?
Yeah,
right?
so just because they died in a helicopter with Kobe Bryant doesn't mean you have to mourn them.
No, I mourn the death of people that I know when I feel a loss.
Yeah.
If I feel, for somebody to die in the presence of somebody that I do know, that doesn't mean I mourn the other person too. I didn't know the other person. Maybe the other person lived a very meek life and didn't want to be known or famous or mourned at their death. So try to be real and true with the things that happen and the things you do in your life. It reminds me of a true story actually. I was called a douchebag by somebody.
Why?
And it was honestly, it was quite refreshing. Because of the reason I say it was refreshing is because of their honesty. They didn't like, or they don't like me, and they weren't afraid to say it. And it was everybody else in this particular situation was generally is two-faced. They pretend like they like me or something like that. But this one person was like, I don't care, he's a douchebag. And it actually made me smile. I felt, a bit of satisfaction or relief. Their honesty, I guess, was refreshing. It's like they weren't trying to split hairs or pretend,
They weren't trying to please anyone.
I love how you love being called that.
And it's not that I like being called derogatory names. It's that I like the honesty. I can appreciate the honesty. If you don't like me, great. You don't like me. Your feelings towards me, honestly, I don't care about. But it's that you're honest with me about your feelings that I appreciate,
Yeah.
I like that. I do.
I don't necessarily like it when people say they don't like me or that they hate me at school or something.
Right.
I mean, thanks for not being petty, but I still don't necessarily like it. But hey.
Yep, I appreciate the...
at least you don't got a fake friend.
The honesty and the candor, Yeah, they weren't afraid to speak their mind, and they weren't trying to mince words or,
Yeah.
Yep, I kind of... it was refreshing, the honesty,
Yeah,
But,
and sometimes when stuff like this happens with Kobe, or even other people that are famous or anything like that, I feel like a lot of people just lie so they don't seem cold-hearted when they say,
right.
oh, I don't really care about the other people because I didn't know them. I barely knew Kobe. All I knew is that he was a really good basketball player.
Right.
I feel like people don't want to seem cold-hearted because a lot of people will come out, if somebody says that in like school or even on Facebook, some people will come out and say, "Oh, you're cold-hearted," or call you mean names just because
Well, you gotta remember
being honest about it, though.
You gotta remember, Kobe Bryant is a very famous, very popular name.
He is.
I don't follow sports.
True.
You know,
Neither do I.
But I still knew his name. You hear it on the news and the radio, wherever, you're going to hear the name. He's a very famous person. You're going to know him. So people want to associate themselves with that name, right?
Yep.
So they're going to be like, oh, you know, Kobe died, and they're going to pretend they're going to, you know, the alligator tears are going to fall. But they didn't really actually know him. They never hung out with him. They never drank a beer with him or anything, you know. But they want to associate themselves with the popularity of his name.
Yeah,
And that's why they're trying to talk about it. And
I bet if all those people were really being honest, they don't care. I mean, you know,
the world is full of heartless assholes that just don't care, huh, baby?
yeah, nobody. I bet you 50% of the people in my school that say they care, they don't care. They didn't know them personally.
Right. Ask them what their ask your friend at school what their favorite game with Colby in it was.
I know, right?
You know, they were probably Colby was probably retired before they were even born, so they never actually even saw him play. You know.
And
but now that he's dead and he's in the news, he was their favorite player. You know.
Yeah.
So they just want to attach themselves to something relevant of today's news, you know, or the fame of his name, you know.
I mean, I don't like to hear that people died, but I didn't know Kobe personally. I still don't like the fact that, you know, especially the 13-year-old daughter.
Right.
I mean, she only got to live 13 years. I mean, that's pretty horrible.
Maybe it was an amazing 13 years, though.
Maybe, though, because she had a famous dad. Who wouldn't love that? You
Most
know?
girls would like that, yeah.
Yeah. You get a lot of people's attention.
Yep. You got anything to add back there?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I think we're going to wind it up. Peace.
Love.
Happiness.